So, today we're once again going to go through a quizzity quiz. After some time not going through a quiz, it's going to be about a world quiz, with places in the world, and I have to guess which place it is, with a little bit of a hint. The first one, take a quote-unquote bite out of this easy one. Which of these cities is known as the Big Apple? I guess it is New York, isn't it? I'm also seeing please be, oh, it is New York. Well, if you want to see the Great Wall of China, you'll have to mosey to which of these cities? Beijing, Dubai, Bangkok, Taiwan, or Dubai. I think it's Beijing, isn't it? It is. This state is the smallest in Nigeria, but the most populous in Africa. Which is it? Lagos, Venice, Helsinki, Tirana. I would say Lagos. And it is. With 21 million people and growing, some experts believe that Lagos could double in size over the next 30 or so years. Lagos, located in Nigeria, is part of part city on Africa's west coast. It's a port city, not port, but port. It used to be called Bombay, but today it is known by which of these names? Athens, Brussels, Mumbai, Sarajevo. It's gonna be Mumbai, because all the other ones are probably not gonna be there. Correct. Whether referred to it as Bombay or Mumbai, the city of 20 million in India boasts quite a history. The name changed from Bombay to Mumbai, changed in the mid-1990s, as locals attempted to separate the city from its history of British colonialism. Bombay to Mumbai. I see, but there's probably a bigger story behind that, which is probably very interesting. The name of this massive city means on the sea. Which Chinese city are we talking about? Tokyo, Shanghai, Monaco, or Lisbon? I think it's Shanghai. Fuck, I'm good today. The city of 20 million is appropriately named Shanghai, which means on the river. It sites at the mouth of the Huangpu River. The Huangpu River flows for more than 70 miles, emptying into the East China Sea. It is a city with a heavenly name. Which of these translates to the angels? Please don't be Los Angeles, but it's probably going to be Los Angeles. It is Los Angeles. Los Angeles means the angels in Spanish. It is the second largest city in the United States with a population of roughly 4 million people. It's easy to understand why the 405 is always crowded. Well, 4 million people is quite something. This Turkish city has been home to the Roman, Byzantine, Latin, and Ottoman empires. Which is it? The thing is, Berlin, Moscow, Budapest, or Istanbul. So, which one of these is a Turkish city? Probably only Istanbul. Anyway, with the current population hovering around 15 million, has been a center of activity for some of the largest empires the world has ever seen, including the Roman, Byzantine, Latin, and Ottoman empires. This is amazing. Every 40 feet in the city in Japan, you can find a vending machine with everything from ice cream to blue jeans. Which city are we talking about? Probably Tokyo. And it is, because Dublin is not Japanese, Prague is also not Japanese, and Shanghai, as I found out, just got a message. And it's I gotta have to write back. Gotta have to check out what it is, because it is some infographic informational type content by I think it is a German site, and in the panel is about meditation, and I'm gonna translate it. I'm gonna read it first. Das passiert im Gehirn, wenn du meditierst, or this is what happens when you're meditating, or this is what happens in your brain when you're meditating. Maybe we can actually translate it. Fuck. Sometimes you have to think about multiple things at the same time, which is very stressful for your brain. There's a lot of responses, and you have to work that out. When you're meditating, you're concentrating, for example, on your breathing, and you're really led by all your thoughts. Your prefrontal cortex is active when you're meditating. This area is and if you're just daydreaming, this is also what happens in this area, so in the prefrontal cortex. You can, because of that, concentrate better. When you're a meditation pro, you can also just change your emotional centers in the brain, and then it can also be just, the point is, there's actually some text as well. The more often you do it, the better the effect is, which I think makes sense. But even after 8 weeks, meditation can be reducing the gray substance in your hippocampus, which is the area that is for emotional responses, apparently. Yeah. They've actually done a pretty good job. It's not that bad. So, of its more than 12 million residents, the city boasts one of the largest numbers of billionaires. Which Russian city is it? Minsk, Pristina, Moscow, or Valletta? I would somehow say Minsk, but I would actually go for Moscow because it's the biggest one. It's actually Moscow. Russia's capital city, Moscow, has more than 12 million residents, including one of the highest numbers of billionaires in the world. For a long time, they were number one, but were recently surpassed by New York City. Which, I mean, yeah, okay. Pretty interesting, but I really have to go to Moscow once. I really have to just get that vibe. By the way, I think in general, traveling, I need to travel more when I can. Then I'm probably going to do that. Pretty interesting. Founded by missionaries in 1554, this Brazilian town is named in honor of São Paulo. Where are we? Sao Paulo, probably. Yeah, pretty difficult, isn't it? From 14 gates to just 5, this Indian city is home to almost 30 million people. Which city are we talking about? Copenhagen, which is not Indian, Delhi, Gibraltar, or Sofia. So it's only gonna be Delhi because it's the only fucking Indian city we have as a choice there. Delhi, India grew from 18 million to almost 30 million in the past decade. Gates once surrounded the town, 14 to be specific, but only 5 remaining standing today. Some of them date back to the 30th century. That's amazing. This city's most famous resident of 20 million might just be the Great Sphinx. Where is it located? Vienna, Cairo, Zagreb, Paris. It's going to be Cairo. It's not going to be Vienna. Cairo is Egypt's capital city and the largest city in the Middle East with approximately 20 million residents. It is also home to Giza, the home of the world's most famous pyramids and the Great Sphinx. It's amazing, and I wondered. But these boats, they look pretty old, but I like the style. Well, I actually have to get to these places, like they're amazing. And also just getting to know those people because, I mean, cultures are amazing. I know people behaving in that way, people being just like that, and, stuff like that. It is amazing. I really appreciate that. You can see 4 states from Willis Tower in this city of 2.7 million. Which location are we talking about? Seattle, San Antonio, Jacksonville, or Chicago? You can see 4 states from Willis Tower. 4 states. It is actually difficult. I don't know. Jacksonville, San Antonio. I would actually go for San Antonio. Fuck, it's Chicago. It is home to almost 3 million people and a lot of cool cities, including the 110th floor Willis Tower. From the top on a clear day, you can see Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan. I also, by the way, have to get to the United States someday. Just also because I love English, and I would argue that my English is more American than it is just British, I guess. But I think I think it depends on what you're surrounding yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself with a lot of British English, then you're probably gonna get more of that. But in school, we mostly actually have learned British English, which you apparently can see with words like vacation versus holiday and just a bunch of other things. There's actually a list of the American word and then the equivalent in British English. And I've seen that actually the same with full stop versus period, even though I say period, but just because, as I said, of the people that I'm following and stuff like that. Theme park lovers, add the city to your list. This South Korean capital has the world's largest indoor theme park. What is this city's name? Georgetown, Seoul. It's going to be Seoul. And it is. South Korea, with a population hovering around 10 million, it is its nation's capital, but that doesn't mean it is all work and no play. The world's largest indoor theme park, called Lotto World, exists there, or here. Don't pay anybody on the head in this capital and largest city in Indonesia. What is its name? Jerusalem, it's not going to be that Jakarta, it's also not going to be that Manama, Beirut. I don't actually know. I think it's Beirut. It's Jakarta. I didn't know that Jakarta is Indonesian. Fuck. I thought it is something else. This desert capital is situated between the Pacific Ocean and the Andes Mountains in Peru. So what is its name? San Juan, Cañé, Lima. It's gonna be Lima. Yeah! Lima, Peru boasts almost 10 million people scattered among 43 different districts. These numbers make it the second largest capital city in a desert, behind Egypt's capital, Cairo. I also gonna have to go to Thailand. Like, they all look so amazing, those places, with the architecture and stuff, and, of course, environment. And as I said, I mean, culture. Culture is an amazingly big factor. And also just getting to know just these people and stuff. Like, it's amazing. By the way, I do have a great uncle in Thailand, which is cool. Even though, like, it's really hot there and really high humidity and stuff like that. So it's insane, I think. Especially when you're just coming from my area, quite in Austria, where it's just most often relatively cold. Not really... it's not really dry. Well, it is... Well, I would argue that the humidity is also relatively high most often, since it's raining more and stuff like that. But yeah, so Thailand's capital is actually named Krung Thepakamanako Amon Ratanakasun Mahintara Yutaya Madalik Bob Anaporat Ratachatani Burirom Udom Rajanevet Mahasatan Amonofiman Avatar Satit Sakadadidya Witsanu Kam Prasit. But you probably know it's by this name. What is it? Bangkok, Taipei, Abu Dhabi, Damascus. I'm struggling between Bangkok. Yeah, I didn't know about that. Prue, aren't you glad we didn't ask you to spell that one? Bangkok, Thailand is the capital of the country. What? Bangkok, Thailand is the capital of the country that has its own series of islands and roughly 9.7 million people. The larger version of the city's name has been Guinness World Record certified as the world's largest or longest place name. But I wonder why. Because there has to be some sort of a quote-unquote reason that this is the case, I guess. 9 million people live in the largest city in Vietnam. What is it called? Ho Chi Minh City, Pyongyang, Dili, Phnom Penh. I don't know. I'm gonna go for Pyongyang. Fuck. It's Ho Chi Minh here. Ho Chi Minh City. If you're pronouncing it that way, I hope. Or Ho Chi Minh. But it's more or less... I don't know. I feel like Ho Chi Minh is... I don't know. Well, anyway. So Ho Chi Minh or whatever city is a modern and vibrant city in Vietnam and home to approximately 9 million people. Fun fact, Ho Chi Minh City is home to millions of motorbikes, which residents use to make commuting easier. I see. And this is, I guess, gonna be the last one. Iran's capital sits at the base of the Alborz Mountains and is home to more than 9 million people. What is the city's name? Amman, Tehran, Baghdad, Kuala Lumpur. I'm gonna go for Tehran. Yeah! It's the capital city here, home to millions who live at the base of the Alborz Mountains. Tehran is situated in Iran and is its most populous city. It's also pretty high up in the list for cities in the Middle East, second only to Cairo. It's also looking pretty nice. And I think it is a pretty amazing thing to just have the mountains around, So we in Austria, or we, at least in the place that I'm living, we're basically living in a big ass valley that's hundreds of kilometers long. And it's amazing. I enjoy that. But yeah, because, I just look out of my window, I'm just having a mountain there. Well, it's not a mountain, it's more or less a hill. But it can look really amazing. And I really appreciate the view and I really appreciate those things. So yeah. I wish you the best health of happiness and all success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy basically means just being a nice person and then also being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. 3 other questions that I have you are: why are you here, what are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. One other question that I have you is: what could you particularly say that is going to change somebody's life? So what could it be? What could you say? Well, with that being said, thank you very much. I hope that you're healthy and hope that you're safe. Please stay so if it is the case, and get to that or to there, I hope from the bottom of my heart, if you're not. I wish you the best. Bye-bye.